Fnatic and Millenium. We are in game number 2. We just watched as Xanster really showed off, nothing really too crazy, nothing too special, but a very solid macro game against Feast. He got his 3 hatch up. I really liked at the beginning of the game how he hit his drone, and then as soon as the probe came in for Feast, he was able to take a hatch again. Stuff like that can affect the game, because if, in fact, Feast was maybe going Nexus first compared to getting the Forge up first, that would have been a little bit of a difference, because if he knew that, again, that drone was hiding, he was trying to take the Nexus right there. I mean, he was trying to take the hatch as soon as he possibly could. He might have just kind of blocked with the probe and did what he could there, but because the probe was not in place, the hatch was taken really fast, and that's kind of one of those things you're just kind of like, snap, man, like, darn, I can't believe that actually happened. So put the Nexus up a little bit after, and at that point Xanster was already sitting on 3 hatch, and again, Xanster had really good map control throughout the whole entire game. Phoenixes really didn't do too much damage, or as much as they could have, and again, as we saw, just wonderful job of holding off that 3-base push coming out with the Colossus Stalker Sentry army. He just basically maxed out with Lings, Infestors, and Corruptors. Of course, Corruptors taking out all the Colossus within a fairly good amount of time, and at that point the Fungus and the Lings were able to surround most of the army. And then from there, kind of, Feast fell onto the back foot, so no big deal. It happens, Again, nobody's perfect. Stuff like that does happen, and nothing too crazy. So for GG, he is going to be opening up with what looks to be that's CC first. I'm just like what looks to be CC first at the moment. So nothing really too crazy. Getting his gas out. I'm going to be probably taking his second gas here in just a moment. So again, this is kind of some of the meta game as we watched in 2010. 2010 to 2011, Terrans really like to go 1-base build. So anything from a 1-on-1 to 2 barracks, to proxy this, proxy that. Then as we got into more later 2011, 2012, a lot more 1-racks expands, a little bit more of a macro-oriented focus, and then again, as soon as kind of the Zergs and Protoss caught up in the metagame, got very solid build orders. We watched as Terrans, especially in later 2012 to later 2013, and especially, again, I think this is part of the influence of Kespa, a lot more command center first builds, because again, if you know you're not going to be able to do a lot of early harassment, why not just focus a little bit more on your economy? And when that happens, why not utilize the most economic, I guess if you want to call it the greediest, the most aggressively macro opener that you possibly could with command center first. So nothing really too crazy again going on. And 4GG is going to be going into Reactor Hellions, and of course maybe a little bit different when it comes to Heart of the Swarm, and we'll see that. But for now, as it is Wings of Liberty, we're going to go back to the old school Reactor Hellions. I know everybody's just like, where are the Widow Mines? Where are the Hellbats? Raw. But hey, it happens. Now I'm going to be paying attention and see what Xanster does decide to do. When is he going to decide to take his 3rd hatch? And again, oh, look at that. He's going to be going for a little bit of an early lair. I like this, but I don't like this because, again, he could already probably take his 3rd hatch right now. And especially when you see a Terran player taking CC first, I mean, if you're not going for as quick with the 3rd hatch as you possibly can, you better be utilizing that 2-base economy for some sort of a attack, possibly. So we'll see. At this point, again, Starport getting on right now, so we'll most likely see some Banshees out on the field. Now I'm interested to see what this very fast layer, what does Xanster decide to do? Is he going to take a 3rd hatch? Is he going to go 2-base muta and then decide to take a 3rd hatch? He's got the 3 queens out, so not going the typical standard 4-queen build. So I'm like actually getting really curious what exactly he plans to do right here. This is kind of a little bit of an odd timing that I'm not 100% used to seeing, so we'll see. If Solaire is just about to finish up right now, he does have only about 100 gas, so definitely not enough to be able to actually get a Spire out, so very interesting. So again, first Hellions are out on the map. They're going to be chasing down this one slow Ling, and again, no damage really done there. Another pack of Hellions coming out on the backside. Cloaked Banshees are going to be coming out, so going to be investing in the Cloak upgrade. Of course, this will force out some sort of detection, whether it's an Overseer, whether it's Spore Crawlers, but again, just this point, Xanster knows he, with Cloak, Xanster better know that he's not going to be able to sit back very peacefully. And there we go, kind of a good time by the Hellions, rolling up in here, up into the 3rd right over here. And as this hatch is getting taken out, the Hellions are just having kind of a little bit of a fun time barbecuing it away. And even if this hatch finishes, at this point the hatch is going to be on very low health. And of course, where is that Banshee at? There it is. It's coming out just right now. With 6 Hellions, he's going to force the cancel before the Banshee even shows up. And then, of course, once the Banshee shows up, he's going to be able to start hacking away at some of the economy down here at the bottom. Now, this is what we're talking about. There we go. The Spire got thrown down, so it is already almost about halfway done. So he's going to pop Mutas out. But with the Banshee, of course, he could just actually scout all of that out. Good micro over here at the third by 4GG. If he just micros this back, the Lings and the Queens will not be really much of a threat to him. And as we see some of the economy getting taken out. Now, on the backside, 4GG does have to prepare for the mutas because as soon as the Spire does come out, it is a little bit of a problem sometimes if you kind of focus too much on the attack versus producing. And this third hatch is still trying to get made. I think this is a huge mistake by Xanster right now. If he actually lets this finish out, this thing's just going to fall over as fast as he possibly could. Now, the Banshee got forced back, if I'm not mistaken. There it is. Yeah, got forced back, a little bit of HP taken out from him. He lets the third hatch get finished up. No! Xanster, I think he might have just kind of forgot about that hatch as he was trying to focus on the Banshee getting it out of the way. And that is an enormous loss for him. He needed to keep that alive, either cancel that or be able to be for sure keep that alive. But at this point, again, continuous pressure going to be coming up right here into the front. With the Overseer, of course, the Cloak Banshees are only going to be realistically able to do so much. Now the Hellions are basically going to roll into the main and natural. Good damage already getting done as we see line of those suckers up. A lot of drones hanging out in the corner, and will he decide to go in the main? And this is kind of one of those things where you could even maybe split push. You could leave some of the Hellions over here at the natural and then go over into the main. But again, just so much economic damage getting done by 4GG. Just some good control, good decision making, good focus fire as well right over there. And finally, the mutas are able to clear them out, but already on the backside, 4GG, not only does he have some Hellions and some Marines out at the natural now. He's already got 5 barracks, 4 of them with the reactors, 1 with the tech lab, so able to get 9 Marines out at a time. So these mutas will not be a threat really anymore. And Stim just finished up as well, so kind of a little bit of a double whammy for Fnatic Xanster. And again, I mean, hey, you know, a little bit of a whammy for Xanster, but you know, it's all smiles and probably joy over on the Millenium end. They got to be really happy that this was able to happen. Overseer kind of sticking around a little bit too long in the main, able to get picked off. And again, not only is that an Overseer, but that does take down some of the supply. And yeah, Xanster just GG's. Yeah, I'm not surprised. So there is game number 2, guys, and we are all